It's okay? Okay. Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Uh, I'm Cristiana De Paoli. I'm working for Save the Children Italy, and Save the Children Italy is coordinating the eNACSO network. I think you know eNACSO, but for those who do not know eNACSO, eNACSO is a network of 19 NGOs who are active at a European level on the field of children's rights. And their work is in this network is mainly is aiming to ensure a safer and better online environment for every child. Today, eNACSO is going to organize 3 events during the IGF during the next week. One is this reception. The other ones, you can see the other ones on the leaflet that you can find on your tables. One is scheduled for Wednesday, and the other one for on Friday. Today we are going to present the last publication, the last policy publication of eNACSO, the next click that you can see, you can find on the table as well. And John is going to briefly describe and present, John on my left, describe the document, the paper in a moment. But before, I would like to introduce you some young people that are coming and that are currently working with eNACSO, and and who would like to share with you some thoughts and some expectation in relation to internet safety and online safety. Please.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, my name is Luca. I'm from Denmark and I'm 14 years old. I go in a Danish primary school, and the reason I got picked for this is that I was in an interview on my school about children on the internet. I mostly use the internet for my homework and for my schedule and for information for projects and about sorry and how to make music. That was and I like that diversity. But I just want to say thank you to eNACSO for bringing me here today. But my expectations for IGF is that it's going to be a very educational trip because we're answering all your questions and then we're learning a lot. I also think this trip will give us a stronger mindset and a better friendship and also a bigger way to look at the world. This trip will also give me a better English language than I had before, but I really hope we can answer all your questions. Thank you. Anna?
Hi everybody, my name is eNACSO. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Denmark. And thank you to eNACSO for bringing me here today. I've been chosen because Save the Children has used me for a lot of events, and they have used me for mobiles and the internet about the Congress. And my expectations to the IGF is that I hope we will have a really nice and educational trip, and I hope that we can present Denmark in a really good way, and hopefully we can answer all your questions. For me, the internet is both exciting and fun, and a place where I can be myself without my parents' opinions. And I think it should stay that way. I've never tried to be in Azerbaijan before, so I think this is a really great opportunity and to experience a lot of new and fun stuff. So thank you to eNACSO for bringing me here.
First, I want to thank eNACSO for bringing me here. It's a big honor to represent Denmark. Yeah, my name is Olivia, and I'm 13 years old, and I'm come from Denmark. I am here because Jon from Save the Children was out on my school and make some interviews about children on the internet, and he asked if I will do some work with eNACSO on the IGF. My expectations about the IGF is that I will be better to stand up and say my opinion, and I'm pretty sure that I will be better in English when the trip ends than I am now. And of course, I think I will get some experiences for lifetime, maybe about the country because I have never been in Azerbaijan before, or about how it is when people from all over the world meet and discuss something that concerns all of us, like the internet do. And of course, I'm looking forward to a good, fun, and educational trip with some good and exciting discussions about my generation and the new media, because it's new for you, but it's only media for us, and adults has to understand that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Victor Neufeld, and I represent the oldest member of this youth panel. I've been selected to this youth panel on two primary premises. The first one being that I've done volunteer work for Save the Children Denmark in the past, and the second one being that I represent an ordinary Danish, or a typical ordinary Danish 17-year-old. I expect a lot of things from this this conference. I expect a healthy platform of debate. I expect to encounter an enriching environment. I expect that this conference will push my boundaries as an individual. I expect fair treatment across cultures, and that we see past our individual gains so we can cultivate this conference. I study at a Danish gymnasium, which is the equivalent of high school. And I know I'll be able to answer all your questions. Haha, that was John's joke. Seriously though, I'm looking forward to answering all your questions to the best of my knowledge. I'm looking forward to expressing myself in an open, free, and enriching debate environment. Looking forward to expressing the vast importance of internet for a 17-year-old Danish citizen. Emphasizing on the importance of a free, uncontrolled, and unhindered access to an open source of information, and most importantly, aiding this conference in its effort to create creative, alternative, and innovative preventatives against or for internet abuse. Thank you, eNACSO, for bringing me here and giving me this opportunity.
So we can go straight into the document and leave discussion for later.
Can you hear me? Do I need to speak with this? Yeah, I do. It's better? Okay. If I break into song halfway through, you'll know it's because my Sinatra-esque tendencies have got the better of me. Anyway, first of all, thank you to the young people for your speeches. If your English gets any better, you could be members of Parliament very soon. Well done, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say on many different topics as the week progresses. And it was great that eNACSO was able to do this. It's the first time we've actually been able to bring any young people to any of these events, and it's wonderful that we've been able to do it on this occasion. So thank you very much to the European Union. I will vote for your increased budget. Don't have any fears on that score. Now, the whole idea, by the way, of this meeting was meant to be social and networking. every time we've tried to organize one, we've said to the conference organizers, please don't put any tables down on the floor. Please don't have any chairs. Just leave food and alcohol so that we can all have a drink and mingle and talk to each other and get to know what's going on. Every time they ignore our request, so I apologize for that, but I'm not going to speak for very long because genuinely the whole idea was that we would sort of just meet and talk informally. There is alcohol. There is, not for you, by the way, not for you. There's orange juice there for you, right? There's food and drink at the end, and I definitely don't want to get in between you and it for very long. But I would just like to say a few words about this document, the next click. We are very proud of it. We like this document a lot. It represents a great deal of thinking, a great deal of effort, a great deal of editing that took place between many of the different member organizations, many of the different individuals who are involved in eNACSO from across the European Union. And what it represents is our take, our understanding, let me put it that way, of where the online child safety agenda stands today. So this reflects our thinking, our collective thinking, about what we think both the European Union as an institution and the internet companies, internet industry should be thinking about to make the internet not just a safer place, but a better place for children and young people. So you'll find stuff in here about where we say we need richer content, we need more entertaining content, we need a whole set of positive materials to be on the internet. We don't want people to think that whenever eNACSO talks about the internet, it's worrying about safety, it's worrying about crime, it's worrying about the dark side. Yes, we do, but absolutely we see the internet as a very positive technology, a very positive force in the modern world. So we have just as many concerns about that other side of the agenda. It's not always and only about child pornography, child abuse, and those other things that, of course, we also are concerned about. I won't try and go through this in any detail. I'll just say this. In the next period, I think we're going to see privacy as a key headline to encompass and describe the work that we're going to be doing, particularly as e-commerce on the internet grows, particularly as we see the issues about what happens to our personal data becoming more and more important, and particularly children and young people's data. I mean, for an adult to make a mistake about their privacy settings, or for an adult to make a misjudgment about what they post about themselves or where they post it and what they do, that's one thing. It's not good, but at least adults you can expect to take some level of responsibility for those types of things. It's completely different, however, when you're talking about websites aiming at 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, even 17-year-olds possibly. We had a study that came out in Britain 2 weeks ago, published by Ofcom, our statutory regulator, in which they said 1/3 of 3- and 4-year-old children today in Britain, 1/3 of 3- and 4-year-old children now have regular access to an internet-enabled device. So children as young as 3 and 4 are using iPads and iTouches and things of this kind, as well as presumably computers as well, at home, accessing the internet. Now, when you're talking about 3- and 4-year-old children accessing the internet, the question of media literacy suddenly takes on a kind of slightly different meaning. I mean, how do you deal with media literacy when you're dealing with 3- and 4-year-olds? 90% of all children in the UK live in homes where internet access is now available, and the number's going up. I mean, it won't be very far away from 100% quite soon. So we can see it's a very pervasive, it's a very welcome and energizing technology, but it's not one that we can simply ignore from the point of view of safety as well. Although, as I stressed at the beginning, it's not just about safety, it's also about fun. And I'm sure these 4 young people wouldn't be using it if they didn't see it in something like the same way. When you think about the internet, you think about fun first, yeah? Music. Of course you support English football teams, yeah? So it's, of course. And it's a good way of keeping up with all those sorts of things. So, anyway, that's it. That's too much from me. Larry, this would be a historic first if you didn't have something to say. This would be a historic first if you didn't have something to say. So,
Well, thank you so much, John. Larry Magid and Ann Collier and I are co-director of the Connect Safely, and we're honored and humbled. And frankly, I think with all due respect to my good and articulate friend John, what the children had to say to me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. So I said just quickly, Ann Collier and I are co-directors of Connect Safely, and with all due respect to my good friend John Carr, hearing what the children had to say was really what this is all about, because it is about the future. And I would argue that in addition to fun, young people are working on the internet. They're doing their job on the internet, which is learning and getting ready to hopefully lead this world into a better place than some of us are apparently leaving it currently. So as I sit here as an American on the verge of an historic election tomorrow, where we're hoping we're going to be comfortable flying back home, depending on how things come out, it is just tremendously exciting to see such smart, articulate, and conscious young people who are going to lead us going forward.
I don't think I can add anything. I just thought you guys were fantastic, you Danish youth, and thank you for your input, and we want more of your opinions this week.
Thank you. Anyone else who can or would like to say something?
Yes, it's not on. It's fine. Janice Richardson, a coordinator of the InSafe network. I think that we have spoken about very young children, and we have heard from the teens, but our concern at the moment are the teens, and we're in the process of creating an activity book for the teens. First of all, because teens educate each other extremely well, but when you ask them the question, what's missing, why can't you go and teach your friends? They will all tell you resources. We have no books to help us teach them. Secondly, it really concerns me because privacy, as we see it, is a very different thing than the way young people see it. We know that anyone up to about the age of 12 is very careful of their privacy. Therefore, they understand the basic rules. But it's when fame becomes more of a priority than privacy that the whole thing changes. So I think we've got a lot of work to do with young people to understand how they see privacy, how they see citizenship, and what we can actually do to support their teaching of each other about this. That's my bit.
Thank you, Janice. Okay, so you say more materials for children and more involvement of for peers, okay. So teenagers and more involvement of teenagers. Anyone else want to just pick up something? And the drink, we want to go straight to the drink and maybe then discuss there. Okay, thank you again. You can't hear? Okay, it's fine. Okay, but we have finished. You can go there and then we can discuss there. Thank you. Thank you for now.